Mixing the extreme heat with certain medications can sometimes be a risky combo, according to UT Health East Texas paramedic Vicki LeMay. She emphasizes even some common meds, both over-the-counter and prescription, can cause problems.
If you have allergies and you take Benadryl, that dries your runny nose out. It also kind of dries you out everywhere else,
often leaving your body dehydrated, which can cause issues with blood pressure, blood flow, and body temperature. Blood pressure medications also hinder blood flow, something LeMay says is crucial to regulating body temperature.
When you're hot, your blood vessels kind of pop up on your skin to release heat, and those medications can block that from happening. Some psychiatric medications target parts of our brain that also regulate our body temperature. So your body cannot regulate your body temperature as effectively, so you can get overheated very quickly.
In addition to understanding the side effects of medications, she advises knowing how to properly store them.
What can happen is if those medications get hot, they may not be as effective when needed.
Like epinephrine or insulin. When in doubt about how your body might react to a mix of meds with the East Texas heat and humidity,
ask your pharmacist or your physician, okay, so you're prescribing me these medications. Are they going to make me more susceptible to suffer a heat illness related issue?
And those informational sheets that come with prescription meds list side effects and proper storage. Lauren Tier, KLTV 7 News.
This year, UT Health East Texas EMS has responded to 124 calls for heat-related illnesses, including heat exhaustion and heat stroke. 34 of those responses have been in the last 2 weeks.